Good evening. Let's. How's everybody doing? I'm out in the void of space here. There we go. Takes a little bit to show up. How's everybody doing? I am out of coffee, everybody. Emergency. All right. Well, let's sum up. We liberated Drezen. We had a conversation with some of our traitorous uh, allies. And now the city is populated. We in the last episode we had some inventory issues. I worked those out off stream, and I leveled everybody up off stream, and we got everybody equipped, and now we're ready to go wander around and talk to everybody. We left off. I skipped talking to Social, so we didn't talk to anybody. Hold on, we didn't talk to anybody in the Citadel inside or in the courtyard. We'll go back and do that. Let's go wander up to the 12 o'clock position here, and we'll look at all the people along this road here. So let's see, we gotta go to 12 o'clock, which is the other way. This way. We got an exotic weapons provider here. He sells exotic weapons. Whoa, lo and behold, exotic weapons. Things we don't need. Most of this is garbage, honestly. And the things that aren't garbage are way more. I did buy some things and spent some of the money we had. Haven't unloaded everything in my stash yet, so we still have some more money we can get. But yeah, we're not going to use any of that. So let's talk to Wilson. Okay, he has nothing new to say, but he sells stuff. That is awesome. That is really awesome. 10 less armor check penalty. It's +3 instead of +2. It doesn't have constitution, but immunity to sleep, electricity, and paralysis, and fire resist. I want that. A bastard sword. We don't have anybody using a bastard sword. We don't have anybody using hammers. Short bow +3. I think we could probably find somebody who use short bows. Like she could use short bows, but yeah, we don't really have. Ooh, a flaming rapier. Oh no, we don't want to buy it. Also, I did respec Cam, by the way. Cam is now a single rapier and buckler user. She's using a +2 necrotic finesse wielding. Where'd that rapier go? Wait. Where'd it go? Name? Is flame rapier? Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's +2. And so yeah, flaming does, you get a +2 bonus on attack and damage rolls, and does 1d6 fire damage. Okay, so our whenever you cast vampiric touch, we're not using, and necrotic, they do 1d6 of negative energy on successful hit. So okay, so we don't need that.
Our duty calls.
Let's see what else he has. Who else is using things that we... He's using glaives and He's got Soul Shear we picked up, so he's all set. And then he's using Voice Hollow. It's a +2 Mithril Heavy Mace. I don't see any +3 things here for him, so we'll just pass on all that. Armor, that Gleaming Banded, that be great. Rings, Belt of Mighty Constitution. Yeah, I spent a lot of money on those Sila's belt. That was expensive. Like, almost all my money. Okay. So, and none of these people we can talk to. None of these nobles and citizens. So we'll just wander over here. See, wait, who's this? Was this just nobles? Nobles. I feel like there should be somebody else here. Oh, here's a blacksmith. Some lower end stuff. Oh, he's got. Ooh, what's a bardiche? Huh. It's pretty cool. Trident. Who the heck is using a trident? Okay, well, he doesn't have anything either. Horses, citizens. None of these people can we interact with.
Let us be careful.
Okay. It's out to the front gate.
Tread lightly.
Yeah, we're looking here to see if there's anybody hiding over here that we can interact with. Can't go in there.
I'm gone.
My perception is not terrible, is it? My perception's good, so we'll keep our eyes out for...
Follow my steps.
And where's that go? Okay, this goes out, so let's go out here and go to the town square here. Who is this? Morbegg and Sire. Oh, and there's Horgus. Okay, so let's talk with Horgus. Hey, are you aware of my special powers? Everyone praises and sings your hymns. You're some kind of holy angel. Well, claiming celestial origin benefits every leader, especially the leader of the crusade itself. A reputation like this is very practical and commendable. Okay, so he likes he thinks it's a charade. Charade. I don't know who these people are. Let's talk to Morbegg. A dark-eyed young man who looks like a typical Kelid greets you politely. He casts a differential look at Sire, his mentor next to... Oh, these are the guys who came from the army that were the reinforcements. How can I help you, Commander? Who are you? I am Morbegg. My family used to live here in Sarkoris. The whirlwind forced us to flee and made us homeless. Most of our clan died of starvation and disease. We've been wandering the river kingdoms. Oh, that's where I'm from. Begging, losing people. But we've never forgotten who we were or where we came from. When I heard another crusade had been declared, I came here to fight demons and claim vengeance for my homeland of my ancestors. What do you think of Sire? He's got a big heart. He picked me up and gave me food and clothes and took me in on his apprentice. Although I was no one to him. You know, us vagabonds don't often come across generosity like that. Right? He's kind. Sire's kind to me, but my master's nature is too soft. He doesn't understand that it's impossible to keep your soul pure when you fight demons. We Kelids of Sarkoris have learned this bitter truth. We know that by any means are justified for fighting demons, but Sire won't see that we're right. We've paid for the privilege of hindsight with a sea of blood and a loss of our homeland. Ooh, you're kind of an ends justifies the means sort of guy. Okay, well, keep fighting. Let's talk to Sire. He gives you a friendly smile. Can Everbright Crusaders be of service to you, Commander? Morbegg, the Crusader turns to the lad standing next to him and wags his finger at him. Morbegg, keep it to yourself. If you keep interrupting your elders... Hey. I want to ask you a few questions about yourself. About me? Sire Coblin? or the glorious ever-bright crusader and leader of my order? The young man sitting next to Sire casts a dizzying look at his fuzzy gray hair, mumbles, leader of the order, known also as Sir Dandelion. The old man turns his head and reprimands him loudly. Oh, yeah? Eric. Morbegg, you insolent Kellogg whelp, show me some respect for your mentor's age. You think you ever grow old yourself? Yeah, I'm on Discord with some friends, so I'm chatting with them. I want to know about your past. Tell me about your order. Who's the lad that keeps following you around? I want to know about your past. The old man scratches sitting here about my life before the order. It was so long ago. As a boy, I decided there was too much evil in the world. Someone had to do something about it, try to fix it. I decided to become a priest, but then when I saw the ever-bright crusaders, so proud, so pure, and then someone next to me said, "What arrogant snobs." And he was right. We ever-bright crusaders are actually a little arrogant. So I thought, maybe these invincible snobs could use the help and companionship of a simple, warm-hearted lad like myself. Who knew in all these years that I would become their leader? Everbright Crusaders are not the oldest order, but our traditions are solid. For us, fighting the world wounds is not a war, it's our service. We dedicated our lives to it, and also our souls. We have high standards and live under many restrictions. We have no families, drink no liquor, play no games of chance, accumulate no wealth, and own no lands, even if we are entitled to them by birth. We reject everything that distracts us and draw us to a peaceful life. For our hearts are always turned to war, but war is a grim, ugly thing that makes the wicked everyone. All right, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna. Okay, back here. Who's the lad that keeps following you around? Sire smiles warmly with a deep-seated pride. This is Morbegg. He is culled from these parts. When the world wound opened, his family was forced to flee. What a life they had. Poor, always hungry, cast aside by the world. When they didn't have any bread, they fed on rage and vengeance. We caught this boy on the road. He was walking north to Drezen. Killed demons. Dirty, gaunt, and just looking at him made you want to weep. We picked him up and trained him. He's hot-headed and lacks discipline, but he's also smart and brave. When I look at him, I see the future of the Everbright Crusades. Ooh, okay. I don't have any more questions. I gotta go. Okay. All right. So, which direction? Let's keep going this way.
Let's head out.
One-eyed devil. Oh my gosh, this guy's got all sorts of dialogue. Fine day to you, come. After greeting you loudly, the tiefling looks around cautiously and continues in a whisper. Tell me, is it true that Iomede herself has made her your chosen one? I ask because there are rumors in the army, and I've been offered a tidy sum to procure a few of your nail clippings. Some believe they heal all disease. It's up to you, of course, but if you want to make some money, what do you say? All right, so we got the shady dealer here who has heard about my possible divine powers, who is willing to, maybe buy some of my nail clippings to sell off to people. That sounds like a legit RPG. Isn't that a risky name for a store for Crusaders? Ah, yes. A week doesn't go by without some dimwit boiling over. Well, they don't pay me to explain the difference between allies and enemies, devils and demons, Lord Osmadius, and all the riffraff like Baphomet and Descari. So they could all go hang. He spits between his feet and swiftly places another pinch of chewing tobacco in his mouth. Here's what I think. You like it, you buy it. If you don't like it, you keep moving. If you're spoiling for a fight, take yourself off to the tavern. Why are your prices so high? We're saving the world from demons, and that includes even you. That's some claim. Did you hear that, good people? First, all my prices are perfectly fair. They're no higher than you'd find anywhere else. Second, who's saving who here? You prepared to eat bark and fight with rocks and sticks? You know, I have open contracts with a dozen suppliers. I arrange deliveries and do whatever I want. See you later, Eric. Do whatever it takes to get your sharper weapons and magical items, and you're throwing the extra expenses in my face? Pfft. Is this the thanks I get for honest work? So what happened to your eye? I should make up a story about a heroic fight with a horde of demons. Truth be told, this is how it happened. Back when I was a snot-nosed kid, I had opened my first business selling pies on the street. Local lads quickly took notice of me and offered me protection in return for a small share of the profits. The usual, you know. But I was so young and inexperienced in greeting that I told them to bugger off. Well, they caught me and taught me a lesson. They took it too far, though, and I paid a lesson with my eyes and not just bumps and bruises. Oof. It's funny to remember it now, but back then, while it was happening, I was so scared. I thought they beat me to death. I remember coming home in tears. My mom just started screaming. I didn't have a clue why. And then I looked in the mirror, and I saw there was just shreds of mush where there once my eye should be. I remembered that lesson for all my life, ever since that day when I start a business. I find reliable business partners first. If I had been born in a merchant family, my parents would have warned me about this. There are plenty of other things too, but I was a poor lad, so I had to learn everything the hard way. It's a miracle how many times I've escaped death by a hair's breadth. In fact, it's lucky all I lost was one eye. I can afford a new eye now, of course, but, I just can't find the time, and it'll cost a tidy sum, and I don't want to take it out of the earnings, and besides, being the one-eyed devil is a big selling point for me. I'd be a fool to get my eye back only to have to keep it hidden under a patch. So, you want to buy some of my nail clippings? Certainly. Okay, there's 50 gold coins. Great, thanks. You want to make fun of him? Oh, yeah, I've heard all about it, but what's to say? You've been dealt a great hand, and that's hardly the worst. Being an angel is a burdensome thing. It's too airy-fairy for my liking. All that sympathy and compassion. What's a commander need all that for? It's pointless. Don't worry about it. I'm not judging you. Osmodeus forgave me, but if you had the power of a Fae or an Azanta, it would be a disaster. A trading house? It's just a shop. That depends. There was a time when I had nothing in my pockets but holes. But did I consider myself poor? No, I considered myself a rich man who was temporarily down on his luck. Optimism is important, not only on the battlefield, Commander. You're the leader of a victorious army that will be chopping all the demons to mincemeat sooner or later, and I am the owner of a trade empire, which, as you see, is only starting to grow. Okay, show me your wares. Yeah, it's sort of like this tiefling merchant, back alley merchant named the One-Eyed Devil. He's pretty funny. I sold him some of my nail clippings. Holy Rapier? Be good. It does an extra 2d6. Gets evil alive it. That's just about everything. That's 1d6 more, but that's so much money. We don't have money for that. Yep. What am I wearing? What the heck? He's got basically nothing. Headband of alluring charisma. Good for Ember. Be good for... Here, let's see. Good for Darian. We probably don't need it on Sela. Good on him. What's he wearing right now? He's wearing helmet of... Oh, he's wearing the positive energy, that's really good. Plus 2d6. But extra charisma would be... Yeah, since he's still straight cleric and we haven't swapped him over to an oracle yet. What does channeling use? Channel positive energy. How often can I use this? How many times can I use this? Number of times per day equal to 3 plus her charisma modifier. So if we bumped her charisma modifier up by 2 more, then he would get to do his channeling 2 more times. That's pretty good. Okay, what else did he have? That's all he had. It's got some ingredients. It's got a few scrolls. Okay. Not bad. Yeah, tonight is going to be a really, really just full exploration, talk to people night. So
Let us be careful.
I think I'm in here. Let's go upstairs. There's the respec guy. Okay.
Tread lightly.
Here's Ninio and Bismuth. So, the experiment. Gestures excitedly. I will need some supplies for this one. Girl, please bring me a bottle of alcohol. Any will do. And please hurry up. Science can't wait. Okay. What experiment? This will be an experiment of a personal nature, but no less exciting for that. Mark my words. Okay. I brought a bottle of alcohol for you. Nina snatches the bottle out of your hands and stares at it with all the covetousness of a seasoned alcoholic. Here it is, my path to learning true values of humanity from the perspective of the lowliest man on the street. She produces a corkscrew from her sleeve and looks in bafflement, and then at the bottle, and then at the corkscrew again, at which point she hands the bottle back to you. Open it. This experiment definitely won't work if we don't open it. Do you always carry a corkscrew up your sleeve? Don't be preposterous, but I'm always meticulous when it comes to preparing my experiments. I plan for every eventuality. All right, I admit, that's not true. I have truly prepared for this particular experiment. Wow, 700 experience. Okay, what's this experiment going to be about? It's a huge risk I'm taking with this experiment, putting my reputation, good name, and even my future on the line. With this help of this bottle, I will lower myself to the level of the average man on the street, and I will try to understand the mentality of someone who is wholly devoid of intelligence. You're talking as if you've never tried alcohol before. I haven't. I've never seen the point of it. Never saw the point of it. And you're asking me to be your drinking buddy? Not at all. I'll be drinking alone. Your role in this experiment will include standing here and providing me with visible reaction to my inevitable temporary degradation. All right, let's get started. Well then, with steely resolve of a warrior going to their last battle, Nina takes a big gulp straight from the bottle. Ugh, ugh, that's disgusting. After she overcomes the urge to vomit, she looks at you with teary eyes. How do you drink? How do y'all drink this? I'm doing this for the sake of science. Another gulp. That should be enough. Now, am I stupid? Quick, ask me something smart. How many heroic acts did Iomede perform? 11, of course. She did all manner of things. She turned her cloak into a bridge, created a powerful artifact out of nowhere just by using her broken sword and a bit of prayer, and even talked to some undead and throwing herself on the sword. By the way, did you know that if you question the authenticity of these acts in the center of Iomede's Cathedral in Nerison, you can get a boot-shaped bruise right in your lower back? I would seem I am not drunk enough yet. Neo takes another big swim from the bottle. Right, it seems to be working. Now I need to come up with an idea. I usually have a ton of ideas. Let's see. Dascari and Baphomet, their anti-Crusader alliance, is not effective enough. They need to unite their forces on a physical level. Baphomet needs to mount Dascari and ride into the battle. 2 in 1. Yes, this experiment was successful. I'm definitely drunk. She takes another gulp from the bottle to confirm her condition. So how does it feel to be drunk for the first time in your life from a scientific point of view? Terrific. I definitely have become more stupid. More than that, I'm as dumb as a box of rocks, and right now I don't give a rat's ass about science. Wait. I think I've got it. That's how men on the street see science. They don't give a rat's ass about it. Who cares how many heroic feats Iomede performed? 1 million? Or not a single one? Iomede is over there. Waves her hand, whereas the bottle is right here where it belongs. Congratulations, I guess? Now what? That's it for now. The experiment was a success. Just a moment now. Nania stares at you with glazed eyes, shakes her head, exhales loudly. Then she meets your eyes again. Her eyes crystal clear. I'm all right. I'm fine now. What was that? What was what? A moment ago you were drunk as a skunk, and now you're stone cold sober. Is that so? Nemia looks at the bottle in her hand, thoughtfully licks her lips and nods. It seems that indeed happened. Clearly, I decided to forget about the incident entirely because I no longer needed this information. What I need now is to write an article for the encyclopedia about influence alcohol has on an individual's mind. So you can simply forget you were drunk and sober up just like that? I've simply blocked the deleterious effects of alcohol from my mind. To put it in basic terms, I simply forgot I consumed alcohol. This mechanism is similar to the one I get rid of irrelevant memories. It's not overly complicated if you know how to do it. Wow, your abilities are just amazing. What were you talking about? All right, happy I can help. On behalf of future generations, I'd like to formally thank you for your assistance in this momentous experiment. Now I have time to answer your questions. Ask away. We're good. Okay, well that was fun, wasn't it? We helped her get drunk and then she forgot about it.
I'm gone.
Oh, what's this? Perception. One old Kellid told his brothers and me on his deathbed, and he died. No one knows but us. I know this is their sacred forest. They prayed in the Meadow of Spirits. Shamanic rituals, you say? Big treasure. Sounds like a lie. I'm just listening in on their conversation. Everything was collected and carried away and buried in that cave. Scouts say a bear lives in those forests, a terrible one. There must be magic guards in the cave. That's why we suggest you come with us. We'll split the treasure equally. That sounds like a scam.
We should prepare.
Okay. There's a meadow, cave, treasure. That all sounds legit, right? Mission complete, Commander. Who does this say is here? Thorn.
Let's head out.
Oh, Thorn's here. This guy. Guy I don't trust. Let's save. Yeah. I don't want to tell him that I found her spying on my camp. Actually, kind of siding with her. The Half Measure Tavern. Sounds great. Let's go in here. Who do we have? Nobles. Eye of the Tavern. Or Faye, the Tavern Keeper. Oh, yeah.
Let us
Yeah.
be careful.
That's. I think you went about as long as I did. Like, yeah. Yeah. That game, like the game is better with the expansion. You're not actually doing the campaign. You're just doing, but I mean, to get back in, doing a couple campaign missions is probably smart, but yeah, the way you deal with helicopters is you point at them and tell your squad to shoot at them, or if you've got lasers or missiles. Fade the Tavern Keeper. The boys on the counter salute you with dignity, though his eyes are scarcely arise from the tavern's ledger. Knight Commander at my establishment. What an honor. My name is Faye? Or Faye Quito. I am owner of the Half Measure. How shall I address you? I ask because I don't usually like undue familiarity, while others scoff at the tediousness of ceremony and titles. Because some don't like undue familiarity. The Tavern Keeper at this tavern wants to know how to address me, and I can choose to have him call me by name, or my title, Knight Commander, or simply Commander, or you can call me the Armored Armadillo for all I care. I will have him call me by name. When I'm in the tavern, I don't need to be referred to by Knight Commander. Like in Mass Effect, everywhere you go, it's either Shepherd or Commander. I was such a young lad that owns a tavern. Before the siege of Drezen, the half-measure belonged to a distant relative. I won't bore you with the details of how his family died. Just 3 words. Demon worshippers and sacrifice should be enough. Now that the city has been liberated, the authorities and Iomede's church will be returning what remains to the lawful heirs of the deceased. They take these things seriously in Mende. We started talking about the inn, and I remembered I wanted to thank you personally for defeating the demon in this very tavern when the city was liberated. Without you, who knows how many glasses would have been smashed before the Crusaders got to him. So please accept my thanks from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's a family story. It's not for the faint of heart. But you're not one of those, are you? One day before the ward stones were erected, a peasant family got lost on their way to the fair, and they ended up near the borders of the Whirlwind. They stumbled upon the bored demon, who killed the father right away. He then asked the mother if she preferred to have him take all of her children or only half of them. The sobbing woman looked at her 3 children and said half, and the demon promptly cut the arms and legs off of 3 children and said, I guess that's even, and disappeared. That was a sad story. Sorry. People across Drezen heard this story after the family found shelter at the local temple of Iomade. After many years, they saved up for regeneration spells so children could be made whole again. They eventually scraped enough together for just 1 scroll, and they decided to give the youngest child a second chance at life. He soon became the tavern's first owner, and he called himself the Half-Measure. Oh, what? In memory of his family and the terrible incident with the demon. He had a good life for a time, got himself married, and always planned to help his brother and sister, though he never got a proper chance. Wow. When the demons at Drezen surrounded, the poor cripples tried to run for their lives, but they died on the spot, and the brother and his wife died a little later, at the hands of deserters. There were rumors that the same demon that butchered the family came to Drezen and made a den for the half-measure. If that's true, then I guess he got what he deserved, and you freed the city. And that's the story. Why you like sitting on the counter like that? 2 reasons. Drezen isn't the biggest city, but it still has a few taverns and pubs. To compete with the others, I need people to remember my establishment and myself. That's the first reason. The Tavern Keeper who sits on the counter definitely sticks out from the others who prefer to stand behind their bars, all dignified. Believe me, you're not the first one to ask, and sooner or later every customer does. The second reason is this place's atmosphere. Everybody should feel relaxed around here. Life near the Whirlwind is hard enough. Folks don't go to taverns looking to cause each other more trouble, so I allow certain liberties, including myself. I'm even thinking about hosting an invigorating brawl here on the 5th of every month. I'll let my favorite customers break glasses and swing on the chandelier. What's the feeling here in the city? I can tell you about my customers. They're mostly working folks, the ones who are rebuilding what's been destroyed, along with the soldiers and some merchants. Overall, spirits are high, as high as they can be in Mendev. Nation of rattling sabers and fluttering banners. Everyone loves it when the demons get their horns, tails, and other parts handed to them. They've already forgotten what we nearly lost in Canterbury. War is like that. People live for the day, and that day is tomorrow, not yesterday. You've been the source of joy and inspiration for everyone. Just a simple girl and an ordinary human, not an elf with the wisdom of ages, not an Asimar blessed by heaven, and yet you defeated the demons and thumbed your nose at the Queen's knights. That's the kind of story people love. I suspect people who like such stories are actually jealous of those arrogant nobles and will be happy to find themselves among them. What makes you think I'm a simple lass? That's a good question. If you're a foreign princess in disguise, drop me a hint or 2, will you? That'll give me time to work on my bowing and scraping when you finally decide to reveal your true identity to the world. What do your customers say about my new powers? They say you're an angel from heaven, but you hide it so you can be closer to the people. Not that I believe it, but if I think about it, a halo and wings would really suit you. But the more important question is, do angels drink? Let's put that to the test. Well, let's see what you have to offer. I shall buy some mulled wine from this wonderful tavern keeper who told me a sad, sad story about his ancestors. Because that's the only alcohol he has in his store. I'll use the money I got from selling my nail clippings. Oh, this isn't wine. This is mulled wine, but a guide to making mulled wine. That's even better. I will buy that. That's right. That is right. Oh, he sells ingredients too. Okay. Plus 10 competence on wisdom checks. Whenever the wearer confirms a critical hit with any bow, the target becomes disoriented. Wow. We need those for Asherelle. I can't say her name all of a sudden. Aru Shalehe. Yeah, we need those goggles. Everything in this game that's good is so expensive. I can't afford anything. Okay, but I did buy that recipe. I ponied up the little bit of money he wanted for that. Okay, time to go rob the inn of any of its loose ingredients.
I'm gone.
Okay, let's see. Is there anything about... Oh, here's Greybor. Okay, let's save. We'll come back and talk to Greybor. See if there's anybody else over here. Is there an upstairs? There's no upstairs. Okay, let's talk to Greybor. I like this bounty hunter guy.
How can I help you?
Oh, voice acting. Voice acting. Tried to kill that.
Yes, I had a contract to assassinate a rather overconfident demon named Kylus there. I guess that counts as participation in the siege of Canabras. Not that my employer had any interest in the actual outcome of the battle. Come to think of it, the information my client provided me with was almost suspiciously accurate. They seemed to be aware both of the impending attack on Canabras and of the fact that Kylus was going to be there. Yes, that was a failure. It was supposed to be a clean job. An anonymous client, a worthy target, a substantial fee. But the client insisted that I use an enchanted dagger they provided. I was assured that a single hit would be enough to finish the job.
That seems
but it didn't
suspicious.
work as expected.
Don't be
It was a
suspicious.
serious blow to my reputation. And my reputation is everything to me.
Okay, I love all the voice acting. All the voice acting in this game is amazing, in my opinion. It's sad that there isn't more. Like, I want every line. Like, I want to pay them to go get their voice actors in and record all the lines. There's just so much dialogue in the game. I can't imagine how much it would have cost and how much time it would have taken.
A large adult female? The one that's been snatching people and carrying them off? I've heard about her. That's an impressive target. I can take this job, but only if we do it soon. I'm expecting a new assignment from my regular client, and I'll have to leave as soon as I have the orders. And of course, you should know that this dragon will not come cheaply. 2,500 gold, paid in advance.
Oh. Whoa. That seems pricey. That seems like I might not want to pay that. Mm, yeah, that seems. Hmm. Okay. How about small discount?
Let's think this through. Are there lots of assassins in this town who have the valuable experience of subduing dragons and are willing to work for you? Will I lose any profit by protracted haggling? Will you? Is there any chance that someone less competent than I am will be able to locate your target as efficiently as I would?
I'm getting the feeling
I don't think so.
this NPC is railroading me
There
into
is
paying him a
absolutely
lot of
no
money.
reason for me to give you any discounts.
He's like, look, there's nobody else out there who can do what I do. So if you want my services, and you know what? I'm going to pay it because that's what I have to do.
Excellent. Let's get down to business. It's no easy thing to take down a dragon when you don't have wings, so you'll need to follow my lead. The best thing would be to catch her by surprise in her lair, but we need to find it first. Of course, since she doesn't leave tracks, that might be tricky, but I think I have a solution. We need to go west of Drezen, to the Grimwood Forest.
Okay, west. West of Drezen. Hmm. Uh, okay. That sounds fine. We lost gold coins. We gained a
The
little bit of
dragon's been
experience.
seen there often. According to the scouts, this is likely because there's still some wild game left in those parts. We'll set up an ambush there.
Hmm.
I hope I can rely on your honesty. I understand that on our way to the dragon, there may be other fights or places we need to visit for various reasons. That's to be expected. However, should I see that you are deliberately delaying the contract, or that you're dragging me off to assault some demon citadel instead of going after the dragon, we will have to revise the terms of our agreement.
Okay, I sort of like this guy because he's all business. It's like some companions you pick up and they're like, oh yeah, I'll join you. I'll hang out with you. It sounds great, right? And this guy's like, look, I'll take you to go help you do the thing you want to do, but it's going to cost you 25,000 or 2,500 gold. And then he's like, and if you're dragging your feet, you're going to try to get me to go fight some demons in a citadel, we're going to have to revise the terms of my contract. I'm like, okay, that's how real companions would work. Okay, so let's go talk to Ember. Oh, well, let's see if there's anything over here. Okay, it's a dead end.
Let us be careful.
None of this stuff is anything. There's Ember. Let's go talk to her. We'll save here. Okay, so she doesn't have anything to say. It's over here.
Tread lightly.
Crusader, Crusader, Eagles Watch Crusader, Eagle Watch Crusader. The prison. No. Maybe a little of both.
I'm gone. Follow my steps.
I remember it take. Yeah, I remember having to do that like 2 or 3 times, and it wasn't hard. Like you have to go through those canyons, and you circle around, and you get into that one little area, that like circle canyon area. Yeah, and I remember dying and then being so frustrated because I had to redo the whole thing because there were no checkpoints. And then the second time, and the first time I died not knowing what was happening at all. And the second time I knew what was happening, and it's just failure. There was too many flying vehicles that were distracting me, and and then the third or fourth time I finally got it. And I remember we were on voice, and I remember both like you also being. I was like, this is ridiculous. I think we might try all of these and see what happens. I'm playing Choose Your Own Adventure right now with dialogue choices where I look ahead to see what happens and come back. Not because I want to pick one that's the right one. It's just I'm really interested in the conversation with this character to see if one of these dialogue choices is like funny, because I picked the one I'm going to pick and it was like, okay, it's going to give me some information, you know, like the answer I got, and then it opened up some dialogue, and I'm like, okay. But now that I've done that, I want to go do these other ones and see what she says. Wow. And it's great because I'm only doing the first layer choice. It's like, so one of them I walk up and I'm like, uh, I think you know of all the ways I can make you talk. So why don't you just, tell me now before we have to make things painful. Like, I just like the replies. The same dialogue responses come up after that. Like she has a response to me, and then after that unique response, it looks like the same questions I can ask. Now, whether she answers them the same or not, I don't know. I'm not going to dig down that far. This is a character that kind of want to be mean to. Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth, cultists Baphomet. Some serve for rewards, others serve under dire threats. Some fools even think they'll earn transformation into demons. I only serve because it was my chance at revenge. Grand Master leads the temple. An actual commander. More of an ideologue than a commander. All the cultists. It's ever. You're always looking for that sudden and inevitable betrayal. All the cultists know how the woman named Sherebeth. I never saw her myself, but I heard that she is dazzlingly beautiful. When she speaks, you believe every word, even if you know she's lying through her teeth. I have absolutely no idea where to look for her. Oh, that was the absolute best part of whatever patch or the expansion is. You never have to walk anywhere. Everything is through the UI. I think it's because you're not in the campaigns. You don't have to talk to NPCs. It's all just go to dialogue. I have absolutely no idea where to look for her, but I do know there's something more powerful and dangerous who common followers never see. Rumor is it's Baphomet, flesh and blood daughter. Are there other cultists in the Crusader army besides you? I don't think so, but everyone I knew has been caught by the Eagle Watch. Erebeth sent a lot of us to the gallows, but Baphomet will always find you service. Always. Anyone could be a cultist, even Erebeth herself. Who is the leader of the Discari cultists? Discari cultists are dumb meat. They can't hide, only fight. But there are others among them, adepts of a higher rank, intelligence, dangerous wizards hiding somewhere in the whirlwind. They are led by Xanthir the Plagued One. He isn't human. I don't know what he is, but he's not human, that's for sure. They say he doesn't even have a human body, only a mass of insects swarming under his robe. Who is that huge demon that attacked us during the battle? That was the Balor named Darazan, leader of those poor creatures who had been ordered to fill the ditches of Drezen with their own backs and break the walls with their own heads. He had them run drills every day, and every day that he had to scrape someone off the ground. You're lucky that dwarf chased him off. Darazan alone could hold off an army. He'll be back, and all of you will be as good as dead. Okay, well, enjoy your time in that prison cell, young woman. Yeah, register your new mercenary company. Okay, so that's the prison. Oh.
Let's head out.
You're gonna be the flaming you're gonna be the flaming bottles or just the Molotovs?
Let us be careful. I shall not fail.
I think somebody even had a mod that I think they might have added more logos. And I know there was a mod out there where somebody had added logos. Abandoned building. Let's go in here.
I'm gone.
Ah, look at those spiders. Those are some giant spiders. Or just ambient spiders. Where does this go? Abandoned building?
Follow my steps.
Huh. I wonder if this is a place we could have gone to in the siege. And I just missed it.
Let us be careful.
In here. Well, maybe somebody can move in now that I've cleaned it up by getting all that loot out of there.
Tread lightly.
Let's check out this house. Hello, citizens. Is this your home?
Let us bide our time.
I shall take your bone meal and go into your basement.
I'm gone.
Wow, this is quite a basement you have. The tried and true fantasy RPG, activity where you visit your friendly cities' homes
Follow
and
my steps.
pick all the loose things off the shelves. Hello, I'm the commander. I need your bone meal, please. I know it's just sitting here on the table. I'm just gonna turn around and sell it to the vendor over there, but you're clearly not using it. Okay, so that's this area.
Let us be careful.
Yeah, that's the exit out. Oh, here's Lan. Hey, Lan. How's it going, Lan? Let's save before we talk to Lan. He's got nothing new to say.
Tread lightly.
Thank goodness. Like, they've got all of my companions scattered around this new city, right? I'm doing the go around and search every building in the new city and talk to all the NPCs. They'll talk to me. That little routine tonight, and thank goodness
I'm gone.
only a handful of the people so far have had new long conversations, because I was afraid it was going to be the okay, here's 3 dialogue trees for every NPC companion, but it's not.
Follow my steps.
Hey, these guys are busy. Sunrise sword right here. Sunrise sword socials.
Let's head out.
What do we got over here? Hey, loot this book. There's Elaine of the Houndhearts. Commander, my regards.
We should move. Let us be careful.
You wouldn't even let me talk to Ellen. Fine, we're gonna go to the roof.
Tread lightly.
Hello, recruit.
I'm gone.
Okay, let's go back over here. Head back out. Nothing in this building. Another building, another empty building. Oh, let's go talk to our succubus.
Follow my steps.
Okay, first we'll go to the graveyard. Grave of Staunton Vade. Traitor of the Crusades.
Let's head out.
Okay. Oh. The girl's ruby eyes stare watchfully at the passers-by. She turns to you, her face a mixture of contemplation, sadness, and admiration. They're amazing, aren't they? May I ask you a personal question? The kind of question a mortal might ask a succubus? You want to talk about sex? Ask me anything. I'll not keep secrets from you, but don't expect to hear anything lighthearted or pleasant. The kiss of a succubus is deadly, isn't it? Not just a kiss. A caress of any kind sucks the life from mortals, and there's nothing I can do about it. For mortals... Nice. Tenderness and tenderness is violence. And, and violence is violence. I don't know what it's like to kiss and not inflict pain. I just hope my observations of mortals will help me understand young lovers, old spouses, even what mortals condemn as promiscuity. To me, it all looks like something amazingly human. Don't joke like that. For me, it's not a joke at all. I'm not kidding. Okay, we're not really going to do this, but I want to see what it says. I never want to feel such pleasure again, not with anyone ever. If I kiss anyone, I want to be sure that the kiss brings us both pleasure and not pain. I should kiss someone again, but only as a mortal, not as a demon. Okay, well, maybe we'll keep that. Wait, you mean you don't just watch people during the day out on the street? Well, I never touch anyone. I never harm anyone. I just watch and listen. Is that bad? No, it's not bad. Just don't get caught. I can promise you that. She smiles. What's sex like between demons? Everything demons do is sort of cannibalism. Each devours mortals and the other demons in their own way. Some literally tearing off pieces of flesh with their teeth. Others like to subdue and turn their prey into slaves and living tools. Some feed on others' humiliation. It comes in different forms, but the essence is always the same thing. Another being is an object to be used for your own pleasure. Demon sex doesn't differ any different from other type of violence. In my former life, it was something I did to others, or others did to me. Only one person ever received pleasure, and not the other. You still feel desire? She keeps a long silence as she searches for the right words. You see, on one hand, my succubus nature remains with me. I feel the desire. I feel the need for my old life. When I look at a mortal, I immediately imagine how. She looks away. But that feeling, that desire, it's not what a mortal feels. When you like someone, you don't ponder how good it would feel to drink their soul, do you? You think about how good it would feel to be together. Together, you see. You want to know someone and at the same time not want to destroy them. For me, it's always one and the same. True despair rings in her voice. I'm not even talking about love, just the common mutual affection of mortals when they're not poisoned with violence. Now, I know I've never felt it. It's hard to imagine it's even possible. Thanks for being so open. Okay. Uh, hmm. So, yeah. Tell me about yourself. Where did succubi come from? Did you have a childhood? No. Well, yes. In brief, the abyss is nothing like the mortal world. Just through the air, trying to find the words. You remember life since conception? No, wait. You don't remember that part, do you? But certainly you know everything since birth. We do not. Normally, when life When a human dies, Lady of Grays decides what plane they go to. Most often, those who arrive in the abyss turn into larvae. You know, the little worms that no one notices until they step on them? They crawl in the mud for centuries, devouring each other, and the strongest ones turn into demons. I don't know how the transformation happens. Maybe we hatch out of them like caterpillars or butterflies? No, wait. That's the other way around. Or maybe greater demons sculpt us out of them, like clay. I don't know what happened. It begins with vague, fragmentary images, terrors, executions. I remember one poor lad half gnawed by a larva, and he was crying and begging to be killed. And I pointed at him and laughed, and I said I wouldn't. Doesn't forgive me. I'm so ashamed. Yeah, they want to repopulate those lobby zones, get some of the old timers to get new characters going, because you have to pay for training per character. They know what they're doing. I pointed out just for me. So how did you end up training against the abyss? Temptation. Strange, isn't it? So many people believe that being good is important, but it's boring and unpleasant, and all that's enjoyable is tempting, and tempting pertains to evil. Even the servants of a kind God often think, do they not? You have no idea how easy it makes the role of a temptress. Well, my great fortune to discover is that it's not always like that. My last victim was a priestess of Desna, the tender of dreams. And as you know, demons do not sleep. Mortals always compare their greatest moments to dreams. I decided it'd be interesting to see for myself. And while I was at it, forgive me, goddess, mocked Desna. The priestess lay in my arms, dying of my kiss, and I remember every smallest detail. The cold sweat on her skin, her eyes rolled back in her head, her weak whisper. It was so difficult to recount. Well, I drove her into her mind to see what mortal dreams were like. But the goddess saw me in her realm, and it turned out I remained there far longer than I planned. What did Desna do to you? As punishment, she gave me mercy. I often think, why me? She could have easily blown me away like smoke, a flick of the finger. The gods rarely trouble themselves with the lives of mortals, and even less so with demons. But for reasons of her own, she paid me special attention. She woke in me the memories of the sinners whose souls were used to create me. All those humans. I knew nothing about them until Desna showed me. Each one of them had their own dreams, a world without pity, trampled each of them and placed on a path that led to the abyss. Their memories, all of their hopes and pains. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to talk about this. The most important thing I realized is that every mortal, every little world of hopes and dreams, is a little world of hopes and dreams. And although I might be a succubus, I didn't have to live forever with those beastly, boring pleasures of tortures of the abyss. I can be free, and I can be myself, if I can only understand who I am. What of you? Do you know who you are? Are there many mortals who can make that claim? Before returning me to the mortal plane, Desna whispered something to me. I can still hear her words. She asked me, "And what do you dream of?" And I still don't know. Still don't. You see, demons are simple creatures. She purses her lips. Each is guided by 2 or 3 strong sins. Before my conversions, my sins were all I had. A ball of desire without anyone behind them doing the desiring. Desires for sex, for flattery, for food. But now I have me. And it's amazing, but it's so complicated. What did you do after Desna converted you? I traveled. In the beginning, I thought it'd be wise to keep away from the demons and their temptations, run up to Absalom, or perhaps even farther to another plane. But then I realized I didn't deserve freedom yet. The abyss was still in me, was calling to me, tempting me, seducing me. If I ran away, I would soon return to my old habits. That's why I came here to join the war. To remember who my enemy is, to defeat demons, not just the mortal world, but for the mortal world, but for myself as well. Because if I don't kill my past, it will always be reaching for me. I'm a wonderful liar, and I'm no longer a wonderful liar. I'm no longer proud of it, but it's still true. The demons never suspected my treason until the very end. I lived as a spy, regularly reporting back to the priests of Desna whatever I learned. Naturally, I concealed my identity to them as well. I never would have been caught, but when I learned that Discari was planning on an attack on Canberra, it was no time for caution. I risked everything to warn you and pay with my freedom. Yes, I'm glad I did, but you know it's hard. Evil calls back to me every day, and when it's so close, yet what if one day I grow tired of fighting? Would you worship Desna now? The goddess did a lot for me, more than I ever deserved. Asking anything more of her would be impotent. I'm grateful to her, but I will not trouble her with my prayers. Thank you for your answers. What are you doing here? I'm watching, and I'm listening to their conversations and studying their faces, trying to understand who they truly are. Have you learned anything new about mortals? They love cats. Seriously, have your observations of humans led to anything? I wouldn't want to draw any rash conclusion. I've only been watching them for a short while, but I think I have understood one thing. The succubi have a saying, mortals always lie. If a mortal is talking, it means he's busy lying to herself. If a mortal isn't talking, it means she's busy lying to herself. And now I see this isn't true. You mortals aren't liars, you're dreamers. Each one of you creates a huge daydream for yourself. Everyone you share life with. It isn't exactly a lie because the daydream is your truth. Okay. Do you know anything? Tell me about life in the Abyss. I can't tell you about all the Abyss. I've only seen a small part. If you like, I can tell you about the Midnight Isles and Al-Ushinria. In the ocean of Ishar, not far from the mouth of River Styx, there's a chain of islands. This is the realm of Noctula, the queen of the succubi. There is no sun there, only moonlight alternating with a moonless one. Moonlit night alternating with a moonless one. Each of the islands is one of Noctula's trophies and remains a powerful entity that perished at her hands. The remains of a powerful entity perished at her hands. As you see, you cannot take a step in the abyss without treading on corpses. What can you tell me about Noctula? She's called the Lady in Shadow. They say she was the first succubus. She's far from the most powerful of the demon lords, but this hasn't kept her from being the ruin of many creatures significantly more powerful than herself, even building her own kingdom upon their bones. They say that, like Lamashatu, she strives to turn herself into a demon lord, a true goddess. From a demon lord to a true goddess. She enjoys killing, but her favorite tools are seduction and deception. She only stoops to crude violence when there's no other games to play. And even then, she backstabs from the shadows. Her favorite weapon is a crossbow, though a silk garrote would suit her better. Should you ever meet her, do not believe a word she says, and do not fall for her provocations. And do not try to beat her in her own game. And most importantly, remember, the worst mistake anyone can make is to underestimate her. Tell me about Alushinuria. The Porphyry city is Noctula's capital. There is no city like it in the mortal world. Absalom is a village in comparison. Millions, I don't exaggerate, millions of demons and mortals live there. Some come voluntarily, not only from Galarian, but from other planes as well. Noctula keeps it an open boundary. She enjoys having many guests, merchants, and travelers in the city. Some arrive in chains. The slave trade is the most thriving business in the city. From afar, the city may seem a merrier place. Many of its dwellers do enjoy themselves until it's their turn to become someone else's toy. It's a city of suffering, Cytra. Oh, cheerful, festive tournaments that everyone in the city inflicts on those around him. What are some places of interest in this? The heart of the business quarter is the flesh markets, where the slave trade takes place. I grew up in the mansion of Lady Alexia. Her house is always full of guests, doing the best to entertain her. Those whose performance is not to her liking risk remaining in her house forever. The main attraction of the Succubi City is, of course, the brothels, the 10,000 delights. I need not tell you what they offer. If you can imagine it, someone is selling it. Not far from there, you can find the Harem of Ardent Dreams, which serves a sort of as a sort of city hall. And Shamara, Noctura's right hand and mayor of Alushinia, receives her visitors there. For those who prefer a bloodier sport, there are many arenas in the city. The most famous of them is Battle Bliss. Battles run continuously without breaks and without rules. It doesn't matter what trickery you use to win. It only matters how much fun the crowds have. And above it all stands the House of Silken Shadows, Noctula's palace. Hundreds, thousands of towers and domes adorned with jewels. There are legends of what happens inside. Many have striven to experience the delights of Succubi Queen's palace, forgetting that it was built for her pleasures and not theirs. Thanks for the information. Ooh. What do you think of the powers I gave you? It's a great temptation. I don't know if I should be trusted with such power. I certainly wouldn't trust myself with it. When you have so much power, it's easy to decide you're a god and the mortals are your toys. Perhaps I shall wait until after we've defeated the forces of the abyss. That's precisely what these powers are for. You take a great risk. I'm not sure I can handle the temptation. It's hard enough as it is. Okay, we're being attacked by demons with unusual powers. You know anything about them? Back in Alushinia, there were rumors of terrible experiments that Baphomet and Descari performed on their troops to make them stronger. Here on the material plane, those rumors were embellished with lots of details. Some say the demons undergo rituals acquired from Zon Kuthon. Others say they feed on the blood of angels, or Qlipoths, or demon lords. Still others say there are no experiments, and that Baphomet is just bringing back fighters from the future, a future in which the demons have already taken over all of Galarian. If there's a grain of truth to any of these ramblings, and is there a grain of truth to any of these ramblings? There's no way to know. Naturally, none of these rumors give any indication about where the demons come from. Sorry, I can't help. The only thing that's clear is that lowly fighters in the army of the Abyss are as puzzled by this as we are. Okay, I've got to go. Wow, big info dump from her.